Okay, so here's what I would like for you to do. At the top of your screen, you will see some sharing links. Go ahead and share this on your social networks and share this with people that would really benefit from this training. This might be, someone who's just getting started, someone who's struggling, someone who would really benefit from knowing that secret to building your business online. So go ahead and share that. And I have my water here, and we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. So let me also make sure that you can see my screen okay. If you would, do me a favor and go to my fan page. I want to make sure that you can see my screen and everything okay. And my fan page on Facebook is Let's Get Meet, and I'm going over there just to type a question there and simply to ask, can you see me? Well, see my screen anyway. Let's go to computer. And when you get the recording, all of this stuff won't be on there anyway. So don't think you're going to have to sit through me going through this on the recording. All right. We are finally here. My fan page is facebook.com/letsgetmeet. And you'll see my screen. All right, I just posted that there. And if you could just simply answer me and say yes, then I know we can get started and we will not be wasting our time, because I have gone through complete webinars and the only thing that the people could see was the first slide of the presentation. The rest of the time they were just listening to me ramble on and talk, and yeah, it was a total disaster. So I just want to make sure that you can see my screen, and we'll get going. Okay. Okay, terrific. I know you can see me, so let's get going. Okay, so this is the secret to building your business online. I am Lysandra Everett. I am the owner of Neat No Excuses Approach 2.com. And I want to thank you for sharing your afternoon with me. And if you're watching this on the recording, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to watch this training. And I really hope that you sincerely get some good value out of this. So what's on the menu for today? Well, first of all, I know you're wondering, who is this chick? If you have never really interacted with me before, someone may have shared this with you. So I'll share a little bit about who I am. Then we're going to talk a little bit about why you're in business. Next, we're going to head to the 3 phases of building a business online. Then we're going to talk about your market and your message. And then I'm going to give you the secret, share with you how it all works, and then give you your next steps. So if you're ready, I'm excited. So let's go. Okay, so who am I? Well, here I am. This is me over here looking all jazzy, and this is my family. And I am a military spouse. We've been in the Army for several years, and that's just the way our life is. And the reason that this is important to me, because I've been online for, since 2010, and I have gone through it all, and, been there when you're just lost and trying to find your way. You're spending all kinds of money, you're spinning your wheels and all of that, and you still feel like you've got bupkis. Nothing, zero, nada. So I know that feeling of doing everything that everybody is telling you and it's still not working. So with this training today, this is really my way of helping you get out of that disaster, because that's exactly what it is. It is a disaster. And believe you me, I have spent enough money and had enough failures to prove that it is a disaster. So that's who I am and a little bit about me. And yeah, this one right here, that's the one who's home today. Don't let the cute face fool you. She's crazy. Okay. So let's talk about why you think you're in business. And the reason I did this slide is that, I've talked to several business owners over the last couple of weeks, and these are the main things that people have said to me. That one, they're in business to make lots of friends. Two, to help people. And I say, well, sort of. And myth number three is to make a ton of money. Now, I want you to think which one of these really that you believe applies to you. Why exactly are you in business? Okay. So when you got started in business, what did you say to yourself that this is the reason why I'm going to do this? Whether you started a brick and mortar business, a traditional business, whether you started an MLM company, what did you say to yourself that says, this is why I'm in business? And so with that in mind, I want to share with you the truth, why you're really in business. So Mythbuster number one, the truth is you are in business to make friends, but you're in business to make friends with people who can promote, have interest in, or can afford your product or service. Okay. Making a lot of friends is great, but if you're not making friends with people who can buy from you, you are wasting your time. Okay. Truth number two, you are in business to help people, but you're really in business to help people solve a particular problem, which leads to truth number three. You want to make money, but you want the result of money. You want what money is going to give you, which is the choices, the life that you want. So is this giving you some kind of clarity as to why you are in business? And I really want you to think about that, because, basically what you don't want to do is lie to yourself. You don't want to lie to yourself as to saying why you are in business. Let's be honest. And, and I'll tell you this, I heard a great marketer tell me one time, which I thought was so transparent and so great. He said when he started business, it was to make a lot of money, because he was in a point where he was, getting ready to lose his home. So he really wasn't necessarily worried about helping people. He was trying to feed his family and keep a roof over their heads. So that's why he got in business. And I thought that was really profound in the way that he shared that with us. Okay. Now, you know why you're in business. So let's talk about why you're really building online. Okay, this is what building online does for you. It increases your reach. Because social media and the internet is worldwide, you have the opportunity to connect with people like never before. You have the opportunity to connect with people in parts of the world that you will probably never even see, which I think is absolutely fabulous. I think it's wonderful when I can sit here on East Coast time and I can talk to someone that's in Australia and they're a day ahead of me and I'm still finishing up my day. I think that is the most fabulous thing in the world, because that's the kind of reach that the internet will give you. Next is brand awareness. You want people to know you exist. You want people to know that this is who I am in business, and this is how you reach me. So it's definitely putting your brand out there. Next is to establish yourself as a subject matter expert. You want people to come to you. You want people to come to you because they have questions and they believe you will answer them. And lastly, you want to establish yourself as a leader in your industry. Now, here's what I want you to think about with this. In what you are doing right now, are you accomplishing these things? Are you really reaching people? Are they aware that you exist? Have you, or are you in the process of establishing yourself as a subject matter expert? And are you in the process of establishing yourself as a leader in your industry? In what you are doing right now, is that accomplishing any of these 4 points? Now, here's what I believe we are doing wrong. I say we because I'm a business owner too, and these are the things that I did, okay? These are the things that I thought. We think everybody needs us. We think everybody under the sun needs our product, needs us. And number 2, we think everybody should buy from us. Everybody. We think everybody wants to buy from us. We also think that if we don't hurry, someone is going to beat us to the punch, meaning that if we don't get out there and tell people what we do right now, that we're going to lose them because somebody else is going to be right there telling them what they do, and that person is going to go buy for the other person instead of buying from me. So we get in a hurry. Or we think that if we make friends, that person or those people will buy from us. And that could not be further from the truth. And I actually hear this from a lot of the Party Plan MLM. I'm in business, so I can make lots of friends. Right, let me tell you something. That's exactly what I thought, and making a lot of friends kept me broke. Okay, and the last thing that I believe that we are doing wrong is that we are not becoming masters of our craft. Oh, what does that mean? Let me put that in the chat. I gotta know what you believe that means. Let's see here. I gotta put that on my page. What do you believe mastering your craft really means? What does it mean to master your craft? Okay. Now, becoming masters of our craft, and I think this is a really big one, because, you know, to get in business these days is a low barrier for entry. So you really don't have to know a whole lot to start your own business. But listen, you got to know more to stay in business. All right. So here are the 3 phases of building online. All right. I believe there's 3 main phases. Okay. First is the preparation. We're going to talk about tools, marketing, sales plans, and systems. These are the foundational things that you need to have in place when you start your business. Next is the execution. We're talking about active and passive marketing. We're going to talk about hunting versus farming. And the last phase is the follow-up, which is, through email follow-up and relationship building. You've got to have all of these things in place to work for you so that when you start to receive those potential customers, you are ready to receive them. Does that make sense? All right, so let's get going. The preparation phase. Okay, so the tools that you need. You're going to need a platform, and we're going to talk about each of these individually. A capture page. Yes, you really do need a capture page. This is not just and this is what I said when I shared about this training. This is not going to be just a, get a capture page and drive tons of traffic to it. But you do really need a capture page, and you need an autoresponder. Those are the 3 essential elements that you need in order to build your business online. So let's talk about the platform. You need a place to call home on the internet, all right? So that can be a blog, which I highly recommend your own blog. And when I say your own blog, I mean your own self-hosted, this is your domain blog. I know that there are lots of done-for-you solutions out there, but here's the deal. It's ultimately about control, how you are able to control your content, your information, what you sell, all of that. That is the importance of having your own stuff, okay? Next is social media. You might be a Facebooker, you might be a YouTuber. I frankly love YouTube. You might be a Twitter hound, an Instagram fiend, or a Pinterest, kind of person. You've got to determine what is your place to call home. This is the place that you're going to invite people back to when you're marketing. This is the place that you're going to send people in order for them to get to know more about you and who you are. We're talking about building the know, like, and trust part, okay? Now, do you know what makes you an expert? I'm going to put that in there. That's a good one, too. What makes... I can't type today. What makes you an expert in your field? Okay, so what is it that really makes you an expert in your field? Do you know? It's simply this. You know more than the other people. That's it. When you think about the surgeon, right? He's an expert in his field, at least hopefully if he's cutting on you. But here's the thing. The only reason why he's the expert is because he just happens to know more than you do. He went to med school, he went through residency and all of that stuff. He knows more. So the thing that makes you an expert is you've got to know more than your audience. And listen, this isn't as easy as it used to be because our consumers are a lot smarter than they used to be. So you can't just stick with basic stuff. You can't just keep feeding them baby food and thinking they're going to grow. You've really got to know some stuff. That means that you are forever learning. That means you are reading, you are studying, and you are becoming a master of your craft. And it's that mastery that makes you the expert. Does that mean that you're going to be an expert overnight? No. Mastery is a journey. It is not a destination. There's always something you can learn from someone. But how do you show off that expertise? Through author-driven content. We're talking about blog posts, videos, that kind of thing, because it's the valuable content that you're going to use to solve people's problems, okay? It can't be just some junk content. We're talking about content that's really going to speak directly to a problem and provide a solution. And this content is going to speak directly to your ideal client. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you plan to build your business online, build your business, period, you've got to be the expert. You have to share the content. You have to let people know how much you know. Because here's the deal. You know, what was the saying? People don't care how much you know. They only want to know how much you care. Well, these days, people want to know how much you know before they even care whether or not you care. Because they're looking at you to say, okay, what does this person really know that I don't? So before they even care whether or not you care about them, they want to know if you know something, what they can learn from you. They want to know what's in it for me. What am I going to get out of hanging around this person through blogs and videos and Facebook posts and Twitter posts and all of that? What am I going to get out of it? That's why you have to give them the valuable content that is going to solve a problem. Okay, so in that, you're going to expose yourself. And I don't mean taking off your clothes. I'm talking about crafting your story. Everybody has a story, and you have to be vulnerable enough, transparent enough to share that story, no matter how ugly it may be. As a matter of fact, the uglier the story, probably the better off you're going to be. Okay, so in your story, you're going to talk about what was your pain? When was rock bottom for you? You know, yeah, this is kind of like the AA thing, right? What kind of pain were you experiencing? What was that bottom that said, I need to do something different? What did you think? What did you do? How did whatever you did change your life? And that's how you have to craft your story. Because see, people get caught up in the story, right? You think about how many people watch freaking reality TV shows because they get caught up in the story. Now, I'm not gonna lie, what's his name? The Chris Lee, that guy is hilarious. So every once in a while, I catch his show because he has me on the floor dying, right? But that's what reality TV is. It's for people that love to hear the story. They love to see the drama. And so that's what you have to bring. You have to craft your story. Talk about the pain that you experience. And, you know, and the reason that you do this is for people to really feel like they can relate to you. Because a lot of times people look at us on the internet and think, oh, she's got it all together. She's working from home. She's got her family. She's doing what I want to do. But in reality, you don't know what happened to get to that point. Okay, so that's why you have to share your story. Okay, the next thing is, who are you talking to? Who is your ideal client? And I simply say it like this: if you are not or were not your ideal client, you are in the wrong business. Because I'm going to tell you, I used to be my ideal client. I was the one who was fluttering around on the internet, trying to be everywhere to everybody, everything. I'm the one that spent lots and lots of money only to have it blow up in my face. I'm the one that just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I didn't know. So that's how I can share this with you, because I have been you. And so that's why I can talk to you. So for you, who are you talking to? Are you or were you ever your ideal client? Because if you were not, how can you relate? How can you speak to the person's pain? Right? How can you, it's like if you've never been through anything, how are you going to tell me how to get through something? Right? You want the people that have had the experience. You want the people that can tell you, yeah, I dropped, $5,000 on this course and I didn't get anything out of it except spending $5,000 plus interest because it's on my credit card because I haven't made that money back yet. Okay? So understanding who your ideal client really is. And then once you do that, you can craft your message of hope. Hope, I'm telling you, is one of the best products out there. Okay? Hope. People want to feel like there is a way out because at this point, they're feeling trapped. I was a broke marketer. I spent thousands of dollars. Then I took some time off and I studied what I was doing wrong. And then I created this training. Now I'm able to go out, reach my target market, increase my leads and sales, and make more money. So that's saying to people that, hey, I was you, then I did something, now I'm where you want to be. So if you're this person, I encourage you to do what I did, and you too can have all the leads, sales, and money that you want. So you've got to craft your message of hope that is going to reach your client, your ideal client. And understand, I am saying ideal client, one person. Because you're going to speak to one person, there just happens to be millions of them out there. Okay? If you're trying to talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So you want to focus on one ideal client. All right? Okay, the capture page with an offer. Okay, so you need a capture page, People are like, oh gosh, here we go with the capture page thing then. But listen, you've got to entice your visitor to become a lead with a high value exchange. You want to make that exchange so good that people would be willing to pay for it. Why? Because they feel like if your free stuff is this delicious, then your paid stuff must be off the chain. So you want to make sure that you're not holding back. Okay, so when I started online, that was the thing. You just give just enough, right? And then people are going to want more. But again, people over the years have gotten smarter. So you can't just give people any old foolishness. You've got to make it good, of high value, that they feel like, man, I got a steal getting this for free. And that can come in the form of a video series or an email course. But let me tell you something. Like most people say, okay, well, I'll just get an ebook. Let me tell you something. If that ebook isn't really given some good value, then it's worthless. That ebook better be delicious, because why? People don't read. People do not really read anymore. Do you have the select few who do? Yes, I am a reader. However, you've got more people who are watching videos. So I recommend a video series. Now, I do have an email course on my blog, with my opt-in. It is an email course. And the reason it's an email course is because it's really about time management, and that the emails give the instructions, and it's really some simple stuff. It's not like this 8-hour-long email. I can't do that, okay? And you'll find too with my trainings, I ain't that long-winded, okay? We're 30 minutes in and I'm almost halfway done, okay? But you've got to have that capture page, and we're going to talk about how all this works closer to the end, so you can understand why the capture page is so important, okay? Now, Let's talk about the execution. All of that stuff that we just talked about was background work. Now we're going to talk about execution, because it is the execution that yields the results, that puts the money in your bank account. Execution is what changes the numbers in your bank account in a positive direction. Okay, X marks the spot. Put your message of hope in the right places. Okay, so this is about identifying your ideal marketing medium. All right, you've got to think about your client. If you are thinking about your client, then you probably should be thinking about yourself. Where do you hang out? Where do you hang out on the internet? Do you hang out in Facebook groups, or do you hang out on LinkedIn? Do you hang out in forums? Do you follow current industry leaders, right? So you have to really know your ideal client and where they hang out. And again, if you are a model of your ideal client, then you have the answers to these questions already. So when you put that, your message of hope in the right places, you are going to get a fabulous response. Why? You're reaching people where they are. You're reaching people where they are, you're speaking about their pain, and you're offering them hope. Isn't that delicious? Isn't that something cool to know? That all you've got to do is make a model of yourself and then take your message to the places where you used to hang out or hang out right now. Does that make sense? I hope you are getting some good stuff out of this. Okay. All right. So let's talk about hunting versus farming. This is so great. Okay. I actually learned about this from one of my mentors, and this was such a profound thing to me when she told me about it. Okay. So you think about farmers. Farmers till, they plant, they wait, and they harvest with time. But hunters eat today. You need a combination of both to build online. Okay, and I think this is where we also have this misconception of if we write 900 blog posts that people are just going to flock to us and gonna buy whatever it is we have to sell. If we make 1 million videos, then people are just gonna come to us and find and buy whatever it is that we have. And I'm telling you, that happens with time, but you also got to know how to eat today. You got to know how to put some food on the table today. So let's look at these individually. Okay, so farming. This is your content. This is blog posts, videos, ads, all right? These are the things that you put in place, and they work, but they take time, all right? It's just like watching TV. You see these commercials on TV. You might see a commercial about the new, I don't know, the new widget coming out. Okay. Oh, perfect. So there's, my husband just told me about this today. There's these new command hooks that are clear. And one of the things he said to me was, I've been seeing the commercials, and I think I want to go find that now. So the commercials have been running, but they just take a little time. This is why you see the same commercials over and over and over again. Have you seen the commercial right now with H&R Block, because it is, tax season? I think it's H&R Block, whereas, get your billions back or something like that. My daughter is killing me with this commercial because she's like, get your billions back, America. But you're seeing this commercial over and over again because they're saying to you, when you get your taxes done, we want you to come to H&R Block. I think it's H&R Block, but it's because they're farming. This takes time. Now, let's talk about hunting. Now, hunters, they don't wait for the deer to show up in their front yard, right? They go out in the woods, they go out early in the morning, they get in their tree stand, and they wait for you to come. they wait for the deers to come, and then boom, they've got dinner. Okay, sometimes they shoot and miss, sometimes they shoot and hit. Okay, so let me ask you, where are your deer? Where are they? Go and find the deer. Actively connect with people. And this is what I'm talking about, knowing where they hang out. All right, get out there and actively connect with people, just like you would go to a networking event and say, hi, I'm Lysandra Everett and your name is. Okay, get out there, actively make connections with people. And we're talking about doing this every single day. Make a goal to connect with 5 to 10 new people. And with social media, guess what? That is child's play. That is child's play. 5 to 10 new people. If you are, even if you are working a full-time job while you're building your business, connecting with 5 to 10 new people is child's play. Then you're going to actively share what you have to offer. Now, I'm not talking about throwing up on people what your business is and all of that, okay? This is where, you know, I talked about we think if we hurry up, we got to hurry up before somebody else gets to, you know, beats us to the punch and all of that stuff. Okay, so let me tell you this. Sometimes that works, okay? But 9 times out of 10, the people you get when you rush and say, here, go join me, and they turn right around and join you, they're going to turn right around and quit. Or they run right out and buy your product, they are going to turn around and return it. Okay? So you've got to really connect with people, talk to them. You know, you're like, I don't know what to say. Say hi. How you doing? You talk to people on social media, on the internet, just like you would talk to someone standing in front of you. You don't have to have this whole spiel. But you've got to know how to connect with people. You've got to know how to ask questions. You've got to know how to ask questions in a sequence. Like my great mentor, Jeffrey Combs, always says, you've got to know how to ask questions in a sequence in order to get to a desired place. All right. And so in that question asking, this is what I want you to remember. I want you to write it down, type it on something, stick it on your forehead. Okay. Now, the person who talks the most dominates the conversation. But the person that asks the questions is the person that controls the conversation. You want to control the conversation. You want to ask that series of questions, get people talking. Trust me, when you get people talking, they're going to tell you everything that you want to know. You've got to have your icebreaker. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather? You know, how's life in Michigan? How are the kids? You know, what's going on in your world? You've got to break that ice. Get to know people. Ask them what you're doing, what you're struggling with, all of that stuff. All right. And in that case, then you are really looking for a way to position what you have as a solution to the pain that they are in. Now, I'm not talking about they all in pain, need to go to the ER, okay? Everybody is experiencing some sort of pain. You're here because you're experiencing the pain of, I'm having the worst time building my business online. That is why you're here. I'm addressing that pain. So you think about what pain can you address to the people in your market, and then have a call to action. Don't be afraid to ask for the sale. Don't be afraid to say, buy this now, go here, grab this, if this meets their need. Now, everybody you talk to isn't going to need, want, have a desire for, or be able to afford what you have. But if you don't talk to them, you never know. If you don't ask, you'll never know. I look at my, my little girl and her little Daisy troops. We were out at Walmart selling these cookies. These little 6- and 7-year-old girls were some vicious salespeople. They would not let a person pass without asking, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? Because you have to make them say no. Make them say no to you. Don't just assume they don't want it. Make them say no. okay? But you also have to be sure that what you have is going to fit their need. If it doesn't, don't waste your time. Move on to the next person. There's more people out there. Okay, so I hope you really got this, the concept of hunting versus farming. You got to farm now. You need your vitamins, you need your, your squash, your corn and all that, but that stuff takes time to grow. But you also need some meat on the table. You need to go out and find that. All right, you gotta kill. Okay, you gotta eat what you kill. All right. Okay, phase 3 is the follow up. All right. Now, studies have shown that it takes 7 to 22 touches for a customer to buy. Now, what do you believe is happening in that 7 to 22 touches? What do you think is happening? You're building relationships. You're getting to know them. They're getting to know you. That's what is happening in that time. You're building that know. The know part is what the relationship is. Okay, and that's how the autoresponder fits in. Think about it. How do you build relationships offline? You've got meetings, you got lunches, you do workshops, you go out for dinners, you meet people at parties, all of this stuff, right? Well, this is the same concept online, except everybody's coming to your party in the autoresponder. Okay, this is where you've invited everybody over to your house for your party. And so that's what this autoresponder does for you. You are mingling at your party. I hope that makes sense to you. Now, your autoresponders help you build relationships, provided you're not sending crappy, insincere messages, that you are sharing value, and you have something to offer. Okay, so I'm going to talk about selling for just a minute, because everybody says, I don't want someone to think I'm trying to sell them something. Why not? You are. You are trying to sell them something. And selling, I don't know how selling got a bad rap, because listen, if somebody didn't sell, then how would we buy? Mary Kay Ash said it is just as honorable to sell as it is to buy. Because quite frankly, if somebody did not sell a car, how would you buy one? You'd be building it yourself. I personally like the car salesman. You've got your fabulous computer. If nobody sold computers, how would you have one? I don't think I want to build one of my own. Okay, so you have to offer something that is going to fit your customers' needs. Selling them something, having something to offer them is a benefit, okay? When you're talking about solving some problems, if you've got a product that is going to solve my problem, then guess what? I'm gonna buy it. Because that's what this is. Sales, write this down. Sales is merely an exchange of value. People value your product or service, and you value their money. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay? It is a fair exchange. Now, let's talk about the offer. And I think it was Stephen Covey that said this. A need that is met is not motivation. Again, if your offer does not meet some need, people aren't going to buy it. So think about your product and service. What need does it fill? Because people have all kinds of needs, right? Okay, it's just what is motivating you at that moment. So for instance, right now, if someone came to me trying to sell me a new pair of tennis shoes, I'm not going to be interested in buying, because right now my shoes are fine. But in about 6 months, if someone comes to sell me a pair of running shoes, guess what? I'm probably going to be in the market to buy. So I'm not motivated to buy. I don't care how good the price is, because I don't need shoes right now. But in about 6 months, when my feet are starting to get tired and, you know, my feet are sore after a workout, I'm going to say, yeah, I need to buy some shoes. So this is what you need to look at for your product, understanding exactly what need your product fills. Okay? I hope y'all have got that. All right, because, you know, like we said, you know, you want to talk to everybody. You don't want to talk to everybody. You only want to talk to people that need you, because those are the people that are going to be spending their money. And trust me, if it is something that they need, they will find the money. They will find it. It might not be today. It might be 2 months from now. But if you're selling it, they need it, they're gonna buy it. That's just all there is to it. That's just like milk. If you need milk, guess what? You're going to find some money and go buy some milk. Okay, now, what you're going to sell with, though, is you're going to sell with the benefits. What are the benefits of your product? And this is what, this is where I had so much trouble. And I believe that once I got this, it was like a veil was lifted off of my eyes. So, think about your product. So let's think about a car. People don't necessarily want a car. They want a way to get around town quickly and efficiently, right? So they don't care if it's a car. It could be a Mercedes. It could be a Yugo. Will there be people that want a Mercedes? Yeah. But most people, they just want a way to get around town quickly and efficiently and haul all their crap, right? Like if it was me, I'm not going to go buy a Maserati because I cannot haul, you know, softball gear and groceries and crap in a Maserati. I need an SUV or a minivan, okay? Something that can haul stuff. Ladies don't necessarily want a dress. They want an outfit that flatters their figure and makes them look 2 sizes smaller. Now, if you can do that for a lady with a pantsuit, guess what? She's buying the pantsuit, not the dress. So you need to think about what are the benefits of your product and lead with the benefits, not the features, you know, not that it's got 4 wheels and it's got brakes and it's got, you know, windshield wipers. Those are features. You want the benefits. You can get in and out of traffic easily. You can parallel park this baby in a matchbox. These are the things that are benefits. Okay, ladies, you know, even with shoes, right? Ladies don't necessarily want 4-inch heels. They want something that's going to make their legs look fabulous. That's why we wear heels. So think about what your benefits are. Even if you are a real estate agent, okay? If your ideal client is a first-time home buyer, yeah, they want to buy a house, but they want to be able to buy a house quickly and be able to afford it and get approved and all of those. They want to get rid of the drama. You want to show them how you can get rid of drama, how you can get rid of their pain. And when you sell with the benefits, then you can position your product as the solution to their problem. Who is it? Jacques Morris said that you are the aspirin to somebody's headache. That's what you want to be. So what's the secret? Well, the secret to building your business online is relating to your customer through your own authenticity, being who you are in your marketing. You share your story, your struggles, your ups, your downs, your failures, all of those things that give you the experience and credibility to be able to help them. You want to share why you even started your business. Okay? People like to know this stuff. And then when you expose their pain and position your product or service as the solution, then that's when people become buyers. That is when people say, I gotta have it. Okay, I gotta have it and I gotta find a way to get it. That's the secret. Because see, one of the places where I went wrong is that I was trying to be everybody else. Okay. And I was trying to be everything to everybody. I was trying to be this person, that person, whatever. And it wasn't until I got so tired and exhausted of trying to be other people, that I said, hold on, I just need to be me right now. And me works. You work. You don't have to be this, this big hot shot, whatever, because guess what? People don't feel like they can attain that. If you can just be your regular old self where people can talk to you and relate to you, guess what? You're like, oh yes, I can totally get with that person. I can buy from that person. I can partner with that person because they're just like me. But if you walking around here all sedity, like my grandma used to say, you walk around here all sedity, people are like, dude, I can't do that. I need to go find somebody else. So it's being who you are and bringing your personality through your marketing, through your content and all of that. That's the secret. If anything is a secret, being yourself is a secret. And I know you sitting here saying right now, you mean to tell me she's been talking to me and she's just telling me to be myself? Yes. Yes, I am. Why? Because too many of us are not being ourselves. We're trying to be everybody else that we see online. And you don't have to do that. So if you can lift any burden right now, you can say to yourself, I don't have to be like Tom, Dick, Harry, Sue, Jane, nobody. I just get to be me. Because what do they say on, what's it called? VeggieTales? God made you special. All right. And so that's what you are. You have to use that special thing, that special something that only you have that will relate to other people. Okay, so we've talked about all of this stuff. Now, you've got all of these moving parts. Now, let me tell you how this really works, okay? So you've got your message of hope. You know, are you a struggling internet marketer who's going broke, building your business online, and want to make, get more leads, sales, income, okay? You've got your message of hope and it's in the right place with a link, right? That's going to send people to your capture page. That's going to offer them something valuable, something that solves a problem. They want it, so they give you their email address and become a lead. Then you can build a relationship with them through autoresponders, through your content. This is where they're coming to your party, okay? You're mingling. Once they opt in, then you're mingling, all right? Then you're building that relationship. That builds the know and like and the trust, and they will eventually buy from you, provided you offer them something to buy. And secondly, you got the right message in the right place. Okay, we don't want to try to sell meat to a vegetarian. Okay, we don't want to sell ice to an Eskimo, although that sounds really nice, but guess what? Eskimos don't eat ice. So you've got to have the right thing in the right place, okay, and an offer for them to buy. Okay, woo! How was that? All right, that was a lot of stuff, but I'm really hoping that you got some good value out of this. Now, what are your next steps? And because I told you, you're going to have some actionable things here. This is your actionable stuff, all right? First, you want to make sure you identify your ideal client. Your ideal client is probably going to look a lot like you. We are unique in our personalities, but there's lots of people like us, okay? Then you want to select your platform and you want to own it, all right? And you know what, there's lots of platforms out there, but pick one and own it. That can be a blog, again, which I highly recommend is a blog, because that's just like inviting someone to your house. That's your house. You own the domain, you host it, all of that stuff, all right? So you set up your house, then you put your furniture in. That's your tools and your systems. You gotta have that stuff in place. Then you wanna craft your story. Write it out. like physically grab a pen and some paper and write it out. Like most people cringe at writing, but you do. You want to write it out, you want to mark it up, you want to scribble, and you want to craft your story. Then you also want to craft your message of hope. If you can sell people hope, look, they will follow you off a cliff. All right. Then you want to farm, and you want to plant those seeds. All right. That's going to yield some crop. You want to plant in the spring and harvest in the fall. But in the meantime, you want to hunt, because you got to eat today. All right.